What's up, people? It's Rob Barrington here. I'm rolling solo this week. It's just before Thanksgiving and also just before the national tournament. So we have people traveling all over the place. So this is our last hurrah. We're going to be dark next week unless I can convince a few people to wake up super early in Phoenix while we're out there. So yeah, welcome everybody. I know it's cold and snowy in a lot of places. I hate to say it's sunny and nice in South Florida, but I'm heading up north, and I'm not looking forward to it. My blood is so thin from the hot Florida weather that I have a lot of jackets in my bag. Let's put it that way. But we're here, and we're starting this first hand in third chair, and hopefully we'll get to see something special on this one. We will start with one spade, and we will see what our partner does. I'm hoping for this, all right? And I want you guys. I tell you what. I want you just to make your bids, all right? Pop them into the chat. I'm not going to discuss what this is and try not to say what two clubs is. I just want you to make your bid, all right? So make your call in response to this auction, and I want you to recognize where you are, essentially, what's happening, what two clubs is. And this is something I call specifically in one of my classes. This is the Drury check. Do you play Drury? And if you do you recognize it when it happens? It's really difficult to recognize in the live world, right? Because how often are we recognizing that we're actually opening in third chair, right? Which we happen to be here. So this two club bid, when I click on it, I'll show you, is Drury. It shows an invitational raise in spades with 3 cards, okay? The modern expert standard is usually like a good 8 or more or 9 or more would make a Drury bid. We kind of are wide ranging here for this reason, and our hand is really good. So let's talk about the responses to Drury. We have, well, the simplest response is 2 spades or returning to 2 of your major, which is going to show a weak third seat opening hand, right? It says, look, I probably wouldn't have opened this hand if I weren't in third chair. And this is exactly because this is a third seat situation that we play Drury as this convention. It allows us, when partner has a 1 spade, 3 spade bid or a 1 spade bid that's going to try to invite later, we get to bail out at the 2 level now, right? We discussed this and we know we can just now pass 2 spades if we're the north player. The other bid that a lot of people don't know about is 2 diamonds, right? 2 diamonds is a bid that says, hey, I have a full opener. I just can't bid a game just yet. And any other bid will be a full opening. I saw some of you bid 3 spades, and let's talk about 3 spades. 3 spades here would actually be a slam try, right? Because think about it. You're usually, when partner opens in third chair, you're almost never going to play a slam. But we use 3 spades to show like an extraordinarily strong hand as the south player. So we're usually choosing between bidding game or doing something else. I don't like to leave this in the robots court. I think 2 hearts would be reasonable, and if you take a look, this is what it would show. We could bring partner into the discussion here. I don't love it. The one thing I do like is the shape of this hand and the fact that it appears that the cards are working well for us. Even though it's only 12 high card points, the shape of this makes it a little better. So I have a few choices here. So now that I'm here with just you guys, I'm going to create a poll, and I will let you make your bid. And I'm going to make you choose between 2 hearts, 4 spades, or 2 diamonds, which will just be, hey, partner, I have a full opening hand and not much else to say. All right, so choose between these 3 bids. One thing we have to recognize is we can never pass, right? So we have to say something in response to this. Our hand is way too good to bid 2 spades, right? Some of you might see this and say, hey, that's 12 points. Is that a minimum? No, it's a really good hand, actually. Right? Your hands that bid 2 spades are your 10 counts, right? Your kind of ugly 11s, right? That's what we're going to want to do in these situations. And by the way, whatever you choose is what we're going to do, by the way. This is your choice. And the reason you're getting it is because, we don't have Gavin here this week. We need to have all of our resources firing to get this done. And it looks like, okay, great. Most of you are bidding 2 hearts. I kind of like that. And and it seems to me that if we're going to bid two diamonds, we might as well just bid naturally, right? So this is kind of the equivalent of your two diamond bid, except it's more specific, right? So if we were going to bid two diamonds, two hearts is your right choice. And here we're at least going to get to hear more from partner. And this three spade bid, what would you think in general before I even click on it? It should be kind of, hey, I'm almost there, partner. And if partner's willing to do that, I think we should certainly be willing to bid four spades. And we will hope we didn't get too high. Wow, look at partner's hand. That's pretty crazy. We got a reasonable opening lead, but this lead looks like it might be bad for us possibly as well. It's really going to depend on what's going on in diamonds. Is this shortness or is this king from king queen? If it's king from king queen, amazing, right? We actually love this situation. If it's shortness, we may have a little bit of an issue on this hand, but let's take a look. How many losers does it look like we have here? At first blush, what are we looking at? It's going to be a difficult hand. I see at least one in the club suit, right? Maybe two. I see several in the heart suit that we have ways to possibly get rid of. One of them is trumping in the shorthand. The other is potentially pitching on diamonds, okay? And I see a potential spade loser. We know we're going to lose a diamond for sure on this hand. I don't think there's any way we're going to get around that. So on this hand, we are not necessarily starting at the best spot, but I think we have ways to possibly do well on this, especially considering they've started kind of okay for us, especially if lefty has king, queen of diamonds. So here, I'm going to win the ace of diamonds. And I'm tempted to just lead a heart now to my ace and then lead a diamond towards that dummy. But I don't love that. And if West is short, leading low to the jack is going to be fine. Anyway, I'm just going to bang out this diamond suit right now. All right, good. Now, worst case, they lead a diamond and we rough over the East player. Here, it looks like they're just trying to generate club tricks. We'll take this. Now what, folks? What do you want to do? Make your play. You're in the south hand now. We've lost two tricks, right? And we've won two tricks. The diamonds are basically good once the 10 of diamonds gets played. How would you like to play this hand? And let's think about a few things also. Are we happy about the contract we were in on this one? I think we've done pretty well to get to four spades. So the question is, like, are we trying to make five, or are we just going to be happy making this? And I think we're probably okay making this because we did really push the game with a 12 count, right? Diamonds were 2-2 at least, right? So yeah, diamonds might not break for sure. So what do we do? You're right about that. So this is a spot where we could go a bunch of different ways. I think we're probably going to be okay roughing a heart, drawing a couple rounds of trump, and plunking down the 10 of diamonds. I think we might be okay in that round, but we can also just try to guess spades right now, right? We can play a low spade to the 9, and what's the worst case scenario, folks? What happens? They lead a diamond maybe, right? And then we can rough high and maybe draw trump and play diamonds, right? I'm okay just playing a low spade here. And if it loses, we can still kind of get out here. And at this point, we can play this. And now we can play low spade. Are we getting a good break here? Good. Now we can play a diamond and rough high. Is that possible? If we play a diamond and rough high and lead a spade to the ace, we'll be able to play two diamonds. That will not be enough, right? So we need to, what happened on this last trick? Good. Oof, awful. Unfortunate, folks. I don't think if diamonds don't break, we can make this sucker. And they false carded us to the end. Beautiful. I think maybe if we go back to this, let's hop over. And let's see what's happening. King, queen, fourth, unfortunately. Where do we go from here, folks? We're a +1 at the very beginning. Now we're still here. Ace of clubs, good. Club to the king. And now we need to guess spades at this point, and we get it totally wrong. And here is where it goes even worse, right? We get to rough. And now we essentially can draw some trump, but at some point, we're going to have to get rid of one of our other losers. And here, we're still okay. And we're still okay. Where did I get this absolutely terrible? Oh, I see. Take a look, folks. I didn't know the 9 of clubs was good. Did anyone know the 9 of clubs was good? I need some more coffee here, folks. Take a look. It's so easy from this point. Where did that go, folks? Where did we miss that, or where did I miss that? There it is. Yeah. The 9 of clubs is good at this point. So we're just cold, right? So we need to kick ourselves out of this hole, folks. And this might be the hand to do it on. How many losers do we have in this hand to start, folks? This is ridiculous. We have 7 solid clubs. Ace, fourth of diamonds, king, and 1 of hearts. If we play this from our own hand, right? From our own hand, and we have no points from partner, we're going to lose 5 tricks. However, if we have any help from partner, we're just going to go crazy on this hand. Do we open 2 clubs in this situation? Is it good enough to do that? And I would say it's very close, but let me also ask you a different question. When you see hands like this and you're wondering, hey, should I open? Should I show this hand? Am I worried about the auction going all pass? I'm never worried about the auction going all pass when I have 11 cards in the minors. Right? And especially like Krish is popping into the chat, when I open 2 clubs with clubs, it's not the best start to a hand, right? It's 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 3 clubs. And now, we're not going to be interested in the majors really at all unless partner has some extraordinary hearts. So here we need more room to probably start describing this. And we certainly should plan to game force when it gets back to us, or reverse if that's a possibility. But it's very important here to recognize that the likelihood of it going 1 club all pass is almost 0 in a normal situation, because when your shape is this unbelievable, the opponents have stuff to say, especially when you're void in your major, right? So either the opponents are bidding or your partner is bidding. And there it is, folks. I like this auction. Make your call. I want to hear what you want to bid with this hand. It goes a club, 3 spades, and this is also a possibility, right? That I didn't reference prior, but you'll see this occasionally. A club, 3 spades, double. So we know partner has a very good hand, to be honest. Why do we know that? Well, because they doubled a 3-level preemptive bid, forcing us to the 4 level, and we have this hand. So 5 spades is just a very good bid by East, saying we really like to mess with our opponents. This is a, for sure, massive preemptive bid. So I'd like you to make your call with this hand. And I also want to reference that we don't really care about the score at this point, right? We're 28.6. We really care about it, but we're behind at this point. So which would you like to bid? I would be more likely to bid 7 clubs than 6. However, 6 is quite safe. But let me just click on this double. It says 10 plus total points. The problem with bidding 6 clubs, or excuse me, 7 clubs, is what if partner just was making this double with a lot of heart length, right? And in this case, they might not be as strong as they should be at this. So while here's my problem with 6 clubs, I think most people will do that. And we don't want them picking a slam when we have 7 solid clubs, by the way. So Krish, that's a reasonable idea. If we had more of kind of a balanced type hand with more choices, more clear-cut, better choices, we would. But clubs is just amazing. I'm going to bid 6, and almost all of you are bidding 6. However, at first blush, I wanted to bid 7, and I think we may just make a grand slam here. but sorry, I almost bid 7 myself. I don't really trust the robot enough with their double to do anything. Okay, good. So now I kind of want to bid 7 hearts, and I'm going to, right? So partner corrected 6 clubs to 6 hearts. Now I'm more confident I'm making Grand Slam, right? And here's the reason, and hopefully partner is ace of hearts. Okay. So the reason I'm more confident making Grand Slam is exactly what we're seeing. We found a separate fit. We found a heart fit. And now I have the ace of diamonds, a void in spades, and all good clubs. And partner showed an amazing heart hand. So this is the only disaster, folks. The only disaster is if they rough this club, which seems like it's unlikely because they led the 8th. But I'm terrified right now. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice. This is scary. Yes. Okay, good. Okay. Can we have claim 379? That is 13. That is a claim city, folks. 2210. Yeah, we'll take that. The big thing is we weren't even brave on this one, folks. When partner bids 6 hearts, and we have King X of hearts in this hand, we know we're belonging 7, right? We know we belong in 7. It should have been a better score for everybody. I would guess, we're going to look at the results in a second. I would guess a bunch of people opened 2 clubs and kind of got in an issue here. But let's just think, when we bid 6 clubs and partner freely corrects to 6 hearts, they have this hand. And now look at our losers. 0, 0, 0. And that takes care of all the losers in partner's hand. We have a solid 7-card suit. So the only really disastrous deal is if they lead a club and it gets roughed, but it didn't. And here, okay, so these are the people that hop to 7 clubs. Oh, wait. Okay, let's take a look, folks. If you open 2 clubs, you get totally messed with because you didn't get a chance to get your clubs off your chest until the 6th level. When we open 1 club and then rebid 6, we hook ourselves up with a nice spot right here. Here, this is the people that just pass 6 hearts. That's criminal in my opinion. You can't pass 6 hearts when partner does this. And this is maybe more criminal, passing your hand when they bid 5 spades against you, right? You're wondering, by the way, this hurts a little bit when you're new to bridge. You're like, holy cow, I doubled, I beat him 3 tricks, and you get 3.6%. It's brutal, and it is only happening because this is the case. So here, it looks like, okay, this is Rough Gem almost got there, 7 clubs. So they had the same auction we did, except instead of bidding 7 hearts, they bid 7 clubs, right? 7 hearts is the winner. I'll take that after that shaky first board, folks. That was not a fun start, but we're back in business. We're 5th place, 64.3. And we have a nice 12 count here. When we're 5-5, folks, just remember, we always and forever will open the higher ranking suit, and or if we're overcalling, we're going to overcall the higher ranking suit when we're responding. Every time it's always the higher and then the lower. I would love to bid 3 clubs to show some shape, but my partner's going to think I have way more points, so I must pass. And now they're having a super weird auction our way. This is some sort of Q bid opposite a preemptive bid, which is bizarre. All right, so now it goes 2 spades, 3 hearts, 3 spades. I'm still out of this one. Let's see what partner. Okay, partner after being silent just bids 4 hearts. They didn't double 3 hearts. Interesting. I trust partner, and I'm not sure if that's advisable with the robot, but there's really nothing else we're going to say. And unfortunately, the way the robots understand system, there's really not a lot we can do when we want to, right, with these better hands or with these shapely hands. This looks like it's going to be okay. Partner has a really nice hand. I would guess this is shortness over here. So King Jack 8 appears to be to the left, right? Seems pretty likely that that's what's doing over there. But whatever, we can test it out. We'll play the 9 and see what they play. Oh, they played the king. Interesting. I still think they have Jack 8. Right? Nothing has disabused me of that at all. The question is, what are we going to do and how are we going to set up all our tricks? It looks like we're just going to lose a spade. We're going to try to maybe avoid a club loser. It doesn't look like we'll be able to. We're going to be dicey on the way back to our hand, unfortunately, if everyone can take a look at that. We're going to be able to play a heart to our ace. But now we need to find a safe way back to our hand, and I don't really believe that we have one. They led shortness in the clubs originally, so if we played a club back to our hand, not only would they play something in front of us, forcing our queen, now it gets roughed, and we lose that and the club. So here, I think we're just going to have to rough a diamond. playing a spade is the exact same problem. If we play a spade, folks, they're going to lead a club. At least they'll be leading a club from west, and we can guess it properly. So, I mean, that wouldn't be the worst case scenario if they won a spade and were able to pop a club through. So maybe that is the better route. Because we're trading, if you notice, we'll be trading off tricks there, right? Let's take a look. Let's pop this 10 of spades on the table. Oh, good. They're letting East win. We like that. And now there's our entry. We like that as well. Now let's draw some trump. And we will see. Oh, it didn't break evenly, but it appears to have broken evenly enough for our purposes. Oh, it did break evenly. Okay. All right, we'll take that. We thought the jack was falling and we were getting lucky, but in reality, that was the money shot there. There we go. All right, 2 of clubs. There's the 8. Yep. And now we just have to surrender to the jack, and we are home free, folks. There it is. Making 5. I will claim, to avoid any misclick possibilities, 82.1%. And we're up to 3rd now. Or were we just 3rd or were we 4th? I can't remember. So it doesn't really look like anything crazy happened here. Fortunate lays of the cards. They have a 10-card spade fit that they did find, but they did not outcompete us, and it's probably good that they didn't. They had quite a few losers in their hands. They were going to have a tough time playing any spade contract against us. Anything happening fun at the other tables? Okay, they got the 5 clubs somehow. And this is probably correcting. Okay, there it is. There's that 17. They learned their lesson with the robots. They showed too many points, and now North went kind of crazy with 4 spades, and they played 5 clubs. But the majors are the majors for a reason, folks. They score higher, and we usually play better in them. And look at this hand. Oh, my God. What is that? Is that 8 hearts? 8 hearts. Partner opens a spade. We have stiff king. Let's bid 2 hearts. Okay. 3 diamonds. I'm gonna bid 4 hearts now. I wanna make it clear to partner, and I also don't want them to get confused. Bidding 3 hearts here might produce something else, and bidding 4 hearts might just do. I think with the robot, it's pretty normal to just make it as clear as possible to them that this is where you want to play, and we don't really care what partner tables here. Avoid, fine, right? This is not a problem for us. In fact, we're gonna take pitches on one of those king-queen combinations or the queen-jack combinations over there. Here, this is going to be kind of fun. Hey, let's enter our hand. Okay. Are you going to let us? No. But now they've created pitches, and we still have an entry. Good job, robots. I don't like when they're so smart. It really grinds my gears when they're so smart. So there they go. We're going to take our pitch now because, folks, we're never getting back to that hand. And now the question is, what do we rough? 6. We kind of had 6 of everything here. I'm going to rough a low spade. We're going to rough kind of high. Ace of hearts, just in case we're getting lucky and the king is falling. Let's see what's happening here. 10. There we go. All right. Hand over. We made 4. Let's make sure we win this trick. Yeah. All right. 78.6. It's pretty good. This is the spot where we're just doing normal stuff and doing well, which means we're in 3rd. The top 2 are kind of mirroring our results as we're going, right? So we need a swing at some point. This last one, Chris, you're talking about, am I worried about missing a slam? Sometimes, but not really in this case, right? I know I'm in a best hand tournament, and this smells a lot like a misfit. Right, so whenever I'm aware of a misfit, I downgrade significantly, okay? I could go a more scientific route, and if I were playing with a normal partner, I would, right? I would bid 3 hearts over 3 diamonds, and then I would see what they did, and then I would bid 4 hearts. I would just creep to game, essentially, in hearts, and then we would have a possibility of partner saying, okay, if that's your single-suited hand, maybe we can play. In these best hand situations, and when I know I'm in a misfitting spot with these Jack XX of clubs, I'm not a happy camper, right? So it's unlikely we're missing slam, but you're fair to point that out, Chris. It is possible in certain spots when your shape is this extraordinary, but misfits usually play poorly, and just remember that for all time, folks. So if you have at least a known or suspected misfit, it's usually suggested to go low unless your points are extraordinary, and here we know they're just not. They're never going to be. Okay, great. Good question, by the way. What do we have? 15? Yeah, let's open a no trump. We like when we're starting there, even if it's a normal auction. Yes, we like when we're playing with no trump too. Let's try to play this better than 4 spades down 1. Never show that to Gavin. All right, so it's a good hand as long as they don't switch to some diamonds, right? So I might even okay. I was gonna say I might even win the second spade just to keep the diamond switch from happening, but there we go. All right, I'm gonna win the spade. I don't want any more diamonds getting played. And now, folks, what's our best source of tricks? For my book, it's clubs, so I'm gonna play for that. All right, I'm gonna play low to the king. Wow, is that really happening to our left or no? I have to do this. All right. If that was queen jack tight, we just kind of lost an opportunity. Spades are breaking. That's good. We're going to pitch a heart on this spade. Lead a heart. No, club. Club's better. We like that. We're going to take 6 tricks, folks, it looks like, unless they were super friendly with their heart position. The only heart position we're going to be able to handle is if they pitch down to stiff queen and the other player has ace-x. I doubt the robots are that dumb. And they had ace queen to our left anyway. Okay, good. So look at that 50. I would guess that this is, as long as we don't crater, yeah, so we're down to 4th. Someone did better. But I would guess that's a very normal result. There it is, right? Down 1 for 100. East-West is making no trump in some spots. That's odd. Oh, they chose not to open a no trump. That's why. Okay. So 1 no in the South. How'd they make it? Well, let's see. There's the 3 of spades. Diamond, duck, spade. They ducked the second spade. And that produces what for them? They play low to the king. Interesting. They kind of went for broke on this one when really that safety play kind of makes a lot of sense there. So then they're able to play clubs. And now look at this. They just exit a heart. It didn't matter actually. They exit a heart and they've already gotten to their 7 tricks, right? Because the robots had played that a little bit differently. Oh, well, we'll take that. And I believe that means one of these players is up there above us. We have 3 boards to go. And I don't know. We may have some interesting stuff. Krish, not really. So you bring up something called restricted choice, and we won't get too deep into this, but restricted choice is when they play an honor that they don't have to. But I would say that looking at that position in dummy on this last hand, and sorry, let me get back to the results over here. When we're leading towards the king, even with that 7 there, they're usually going to split their honors just automatically, right, when they have queen jack. So here it's not specifically a restricted choice. We didn't bang down an honor and they plunked it down, right? They made a normal bridge play, right? So we're not necessarily gaining the amount of information we would if the honor just dropped, right? Or for example, like if I let a low spade towards ace empty 3rd and they hopped up with the king, that would be a situation where, yeah, they wouldn't normally do that. This is interesting, folks. I'm going to give you 2 choices. You can double or you can bid 2 hearts. Which one's it going to be? 50-50 shot. You have a finesse. What do you do with this hand? Before I came on, I played an instant tournament and I posted that as well. And I'm hoping I do better in this event than I did in that one. So this is very good. I love what I'm seeing in the chat stream. If I take this heart and I make it a diamond or a club, I would double every single time, right? So give me the 5 of diamonds here instead. So now I'm 1, 4, 5, 3. I would always double because now I'm bringing hearts into the discussion and we are very major suit focused. And yes, this was the discussion we had last week and it's almost the same exact type of shape we were looking at. Here we just always overcall. And I know we're supposed to have a 6-card suit and we're supposed to have these sorts of things on lockdown, but our ace, king, queen, 5th is pretty darn good. And take a look, we're getting the same run we got last week. Make your bid now, folks. You're not vulnerable. You've overcalled 2 hearts originally. What would you like to do now? And I will remind you, we are playing match points, folks. Here's a rule I want you to follow in match points as often as you can for your comfort level. It is almost never right to let the opponents play 2 of a suit that we know they have a fit in. So here we get the win that we got last time. If we had chosen double first, And then it went 2 spades, check, check back to us. The only other option we would have is double again. We can't show our hearts, even though we have 5. But here, we get to just pop in here. And I know it says 15 to 18. I'm willing to go the extra mile here. And now maybe we found a very good spot to play. Or we're about to see left-hand opponent take a call. Let's find out which one it is. We bought it. Are we upset if we go down? No. Look at this vulnerability, folks. We're not vulnerable, right? We're not too upset at all. We're in a 4-3 fit. Are we terribly upset? Not too bad, right? Partner has the unlucky position of having 4 spades. That's too bad, but this is not a bad spot. And remember, if they're likely to make spades, we're doing a very good job here, even if we're down. The question is, what the heck's going on at the other tables? So here, I'm very happy with the way we got to see this auction. Now let's make our plays. Interesting, the 5 of hearts lead. It looks like low from 3 small. Maybe hearts are 3-3 on this end. Is that possible? I don't care. I'm going to play hearts anyway. All right, now I'm more confident that it's 3-3. I'm going to pitch a diamond. Beautiful. Okay, we're doing pretty good. Now we're going to play a low diamond. I'm going to try to get some roughs as much as possible. And I want them on lead, right? I want them to be leading. And here we go, folks. Spade. What are we going to do? Well, we'll play the 9 there. I would very much expect the ace to have been played if they had had it there. And now take a look at this. It's going to be fun. Let's rough a club. Let's rough a diamond. Oh, they over rough. That's terrible. It's terrible. Ooh, maybe we're getting out okay. Except, yeah, okay. So, down 2. We did it. We did it. Minus 100. If they're making spades, we've done better than they can do. And apparently they're not making too many spades there, folks. 35.7. Or maybe we're down 1 in clubs. I think possibly if we had fired a heart earlier. But there it is, folks. The writing on the wall. Spades down 1. Yeah. I guess we could have bid 3 hearts like these people and gotten to a spot for down 1 because the hearts are 3-3. I'm happy where we are, right? I'm happy we got a chance to do that. And Chris, yeah, down 1 is usually good bridge. Down 2, non-vulnerable, can be good bridge, but we need them to make their contract. And unfortunately, when spades doesn't make, even 110 would have been a win for us. We just need them to make 2. Because remember, the point we got to in this auction, I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong screen. The point we got to on this auction was to play 2 spades, right? So if they're just making 2 spades, that is 110. So 3 clubs down 2 minus 100, pretty good. As long as we're not doubled, or if we're doubled down 1 minus 100, that's a good trade. The problem is when they're not making spades, we're in trouble. And notice when hearts being 3-3 was terrible for us because we get 3 heart tricks right off the bat. Partner gets a pitch, we'll get a diamond, we'll get at least a club and a spade, right? So brutal, right? We needed partner to have less tricks on their side over there. Look at this one. 7, 10, 12, 18 points. My goodness. We're at 62.5. We're in 5th place. In the weekend tournament, I will tell you, a lot of the pros, and including myself back in the day, would, especially if we were behind, and Chris, you're picking it off, especially when we're behind, we might stretch to open 2-no trump. And that's what we're going to do here. I'm just going to do that, and this is the absolute worst auction you can ever see when you've chosen to do this. However, I don't know. We might have dodged a bullet because if we play hearts, we're probably not going to do too good. Opening a heart would see the auction go all pass, right? So let's see if we can either survive. Okay, all right. We're going to play the 9 there, right? They don't know about our heart suit, and they might, in fact, decide to start leading that towards us again, which is what we want. Or the king of spades cashing is fine. I'm okay with that. And we're trying to make the best of a bad situation, folks. Spades are 4-3-3. We like that. The best of a bad situation, I want to set up diamonds. Guess what I can't do? I can't set up diamonds because I'm never going to get there. The only entries I have in that suit are in that suit, or to that table are in that suit. All right, here we go. I'm hoping I can actually get this done here. Yes! The impossible dream, folks. We're going to take a whole bunch of tricks on this one. Maybe they'll pitch a diamond for us as well. Let's go. We're going to make two. This is going to be a huge result because of the bid we made. Did they pitch diamonds too? We're going plus 150? Yeah. All right. So, as I've talked about before, and as you've seen many times before in my bridge, journey, this is not a spot where it's going to go well all the time. We are getting exceptionally lucky on this deal to be able to take the number of tricks that we're taking in a weird contract that we've decided to go odd with, right? Why did I upgrade this? Well, I have a full 18 and I have a very good 5-card suit. So this is a 19 count. The normal way to do this is to open a heart and rebid 2-no, which is perfectly fine, and that's what I would do in a normal situation. But when we're behind, and I think significantly behind now because we just clicked off 100% and we're still in like 4th place, I believe. So we might need another piece of information here. But this could also go insanely wrong, right? If we're too high, or let's say partner snaps off and bids a slam, right? Now we're in a lot of we're having an issue as far as our score. So very lucky we get this score, and here it is. There's the 1 heart opener, right? 1 heart, all check, and you're playing and you're doing well. Right, but you're having to play in that one contract, and when you open no trump, there's another 2-no opener right there. They just didn't get as lucky as we did. So, not for the faint of heart, folks. And it's what we call variance, right? We're trying to open up variance because we're behind, and we're just trying to scrape back those match points that we're hoping for. So here, this might be a good one to end on. Partner opens a diamond. Make your bid, folks. I want you to make your bid. Tell me what you would bid at the table. And a reminder, we play 2/1 is game forcing 100% of the time, right? So when partner opens and we bid 2/1, it's game forcing, even when it goes 1 diamond, 2 clubs. In the early stages of our 2/1, some partners agreed, hey, well, let's not play it over a minor. It's the worst thing you should do, right? We want to bid 2 clubs. You might try to do something different. Some people might think about 3-no trump in a situation like this, which isn't the worst, but I think your hand is too good, right? So here is 3-no is bad, and Olivia, I'm glad you're saying this. I would never bid 3-no trump because I'm limiting my hand. One of a minor 3-no is 13 to 15 balanced, no 4-card major. So I'm semi-balanced, but I'm too good. I have 16. If partner has extra values, which they could, right? Where we're in a best hand, partner can have up to 16. If they're at that 15 or 16, I wanna at least give us a shot to play at the right level. So now when they bid 2 diamonds, I'm more confident that, okay, we're in a spot where we can just play no trump. I'm making sure to go low, right? The slower approach to game. And now when they just bid 3-no trump, I'm kind of happy. I don't think they have any extras. They had a lot of opportunity to show extra shape here as well. And that's why I'm only bidding 2-no for 2 reasons. I want to suggest that I have extra values, so I'm taking the slower approach to game. But also, what if they have extraordinary shape, right? What if they have just some sort of great hand that they still want to talk about? Maybe more diamonds will give us a chance. At this point, we're in 3-no trump. I'm a real happy camper. I don't think we've gotten the board to swing on unless we get a complicated play problem, which we will hope for here. All right, they let a spade against us. No one bid anything on this hand on their side. And we have lots of possibilities of tricks on this hand. I mean, theoretically, it might be right to play the ace of spades right now and try to take 12 tricks. And I want you to just think about that for a second. When we're playing match points and we see a declare play problem, especially a no trump problem, we want to think 2 things. We want to count our winners and see where we're going to be at just if we take our winners. And right now, we happen to have 3 diamonds, 2 clubs for 5, and the ace of spades for 6, right? It's very easy to see where we're going to be able to take extra tricks. However, let's slide to the, hey, what if things go well for us? And what is going well for us? Well, if diamonds break 3-3 or the jack is doubleton in one of their hands, we'll take all 5 diamonds. If clubs break 2-2, we'll take all 6 clubs. That's 11. And the ace of spades is 12. Right? So if we duck this spade, we may just win this spade also, right? That's the thing. But if we duck this spade and they cash the ace of hearts, that ship has sailed. So it is super low probability, as Chris is saying, but we're also in fourth place. So it may, in fact, be worthy of investigation. However, when they lead a low spade against me in 3-no trump, and I've had this sort of auction, I don't really... I'm on a finesse, right? And if this finesse is working, I may not need all those diamonds to be good to be able to take extra tricks. So here, it's worthy discussion for us in this case, just because you may want to sometimes just go for broke, but here going for broke might just crater your chances as well. So we're not going to technically do that. And Earl, good question. When my hand bid 2 clubs, when it went 1 diamond, 2 clubs, my bid was game forcing. So now 2-no trump is not just still forcing, it is showing better values than what a 3-no trump bid would show. Very good question. Well, robots aren't making normal leads, Stephanie. This is a good question as well. They make weird leads, but in normal circumstances, you would expect the king to be to your left most of the time. If it's not, the 10 should be to your left, right? The robot, though, usually isn't leading away from honors in a lot of these spots, so here frequently we'll see this. But what we really want to see is a non-heart switch. That might mean things are going well for us, folks. This is bad. Yeah, whatever. We'll play the king here. So now we're going to test clubs, and I'm going to test it. I'm going to unblock, okay? I'm going to play the 9 of clubs. Here, Krish, back to your question. Here's where restricted choice might come in, right? So now I've played the ace of clubs and the queen of clubs comes down. So restricted choice is just on a very high level, folks, is when you see an honor that didn't necessarily need to be played. The other honor that we may be looking for is just more likely in general to be to the right of us now, to the east player. So I kind of like this play in general. I like maybe this guess now for this, going over to dummy with spades and leading a club towards my hand, because this might get us that extra percentage we need to climb up the leaderboard, right? However, if clubs are breaking 2-2, which they would play the queen as well, right? When they have queen jack tight, they're going to play the queen, right? Just kind of false card. But I think we're behind enough that I'm going to risk it. And I'm going to go over here. I'm going to play the restricted choice play. And were we right? Yes, we were. If we played for the drop, we would have created our chances, and now the hand is over. We're going to claim, and we're going to claim making 5. So maybe the restricted choice play is enough to get us over the edge if we're making 5. And we also know we would have had to have gotten this right. We should have thought of that for our first play to take 12 tricks. So let's see. Would 12 have done it? Is 11 enough? 11 gives us 64.3, so that was a good win. Where did we end up at? Oh, we climbed to second. All right, so we did gain. Whoa! 81.25? Well, we definitely weren't going to get that one. Especially, honestly, board 6 is a board I would do the same always, right? I am happy that we did that we balanced in a correct spot. We just got punished for it because the spade thing was just wrong. This board was where I really dropped the ball at the very beginning, but really 80% is crazy. We're never getting that. So don't they always play the jack from Queen Jack Olivier? Not really. In fact, at higher levels, if you play a lot of bridge against certain people, I vary what I do with Queen Jack, right? So if someone's seen me play a lot of bridge, I'll play the queen sometimes, I'll play the jack sometimes, just so they don't get a read on what it is. But yeah, it's usually very normal to false card with those. Robert, thank you very much for that super chat. Appreciate that, bud. So yeah, this is it, folks. This last one, it looks like, let's see if the other tables have populated. Yeah, one person did do it. And it's because diamonds do break. Let's see what they did. This was the winner, by the way. They got a heart lead, though. Interesting. So they don't have a problem, right? Now they didn't have to guess spades, and they weren't put to the test right away. But as it turns out, as discussed originally, folks, we were destined to take 12 tricks on this watch. If we just hop ace, we're taking 12. And that's what I discussed. But we're only taking 12 because we got the restricted choice right. So we would not only have to hop ace, we have to see the queen of clubs fall and take the restricted choice play, getting back to dummy to do that. And then we have to hope diamonds are breaking, and they were, right? So we still probably couldn't have caught that player, but we could have shared that 100 on this particular board. And Stephanie, thank you so much for that super chat as well. So they play the queen with 50% of the... Yes, yeah, Chris, very good. Thank you. So you're explaining restricted choice in the chat, so you can refer to that. But here, just recognize that it is certainly not always going to be the case, but what it presents is a pretty good math proposition for these sorts of choices, right? So when they make these plays, and it's fun, we kind of talked about this in general. The first play was when we kind of led low towards the king, and let me see. I believe that was here, possibly. No. Where was it? Yeah, it was this one. So here, when we lead low towards the king, whenever we get in here, which is now, right? This play is not restricted choice because this is kind of a normal play for the robot, right? They're supposed to split their honors. They're supposed to force the king and guarantee their queen trick. But when I fast forward to this play, right, now when we play clubs, this is not a normal play, right? They're not supposed to be playing this when they have this. We're not supposed to see this in a normal way, right? So this is what we're talking about there. That was a really fun one to end on. I'll take any questions you guys have. Barbie and Stephanie, thank you so much for those super chats. Appreciate that. Questions, comments, pre-Thanksgiving jitters. Everyone with the family, how we doing? I want to wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving if you're in the States, and if you're not in the States, you should be jealous because we're about to eat a whole bunch of really good food. And it's my favorite holiday because I'm a terrible cook. And that means that I just usually sit around and just eat all of everyone else's great creations. And I'm a big fan of eating. So I'm going to have a lot of fun. And right after that, I'll be in Phoenix playing in the Nationals. So if you see me out there, if you're there, stop by, say hello. And if not, I'll see you back here next week. And I'm looking forward to either seeing you at the Nationals or seeing you right back here in class or at the tables. Yeah, so, Krish, I'll probably have the weekly challenge next week, but that will be about it unless, again, I'm going to try. I always say this, and I never get it done, so maybe it'll happen. If I can convince 2 or 3 other pros to wake up with me at like 7 a.m. in Phoenix, maybe we'll have a Wednesday morning tournament, a special one. Suzanne, thank you very much for that as well. All right, folks, we did our best. Second place, we really went for the gusto. I mean, board 7, not usually what I like to do, but we took a page from the weekend Pro-Am and opened aggressively and were rewarded. But it looked like we were never catching 81%, so I'm happy to have achieved as much as we could get to. And that's it, folks. I will see you. By the way, I posted another video to this one just before. Check that out if you guys have nothing better to do. And you will see me again in a little bit of time. I'll see you guys later, and have a wonderful, wonderful holiday out there, folks. Take care.